I'm often on the lookout for a portable power station that can actually deliver results. Y'all know that those 1000 watt power stations that you see all over Amazon really don't do much when it comes to a power outage. That's why I'm super excited that Autel sent me this 3072 watt hour portable power station. You can use this massive power station for things like camping, temporary power outages, a solar generator to power up your entertainment system, and of course, for emergencies. And being that you're able to charge it up to 80% in 50 minutes using just a standard wall outlet is pretty cool. It has a smart app, it's Bluetooth enabled, and it has 17 different output ports that we'll go through inside this video. So make sure to stick around and watch to see whether or not this portable power station is actually useful during power outages. With all that being said, here's the unboxing. We're going to be greeted here at the top with a connector wrench as well as some various cables and of course the user manual. We have 4 different cables that look like this. Underneath that we have the quick start guide and finally the generator itself. Now there's quite a bit going on here when it comes to the Autel solar generator. Things like multiple different outlets and ports as well as an app to keep track of your energy usage. We'll get to all of that stuff inside this video, but first I want to go over all of the different hardware features. Starting at the bottom, you'll notice that we have 4 wheels, 2 on each side, and these 2 wheels over here are going to be lockable. So when the switch is down, that means that I can't move this. It's going to be completely locked in its position. When I flip the switch up, now I can wheel around the generator. We also have 2 handles making it a little bit easier to lift. And on these sides, we have magnetic covers that cover up all the different ports. Then we have the LCD display, and lastly, 2 wireless phone chargers here at the top. Starting on the back side, we have 4 different AC ports, as well as an electric vehicle charging port. It is a 30 amp, 120 volt port. Below that, we have our separate section of inputs. I really liked how Autel separated the outputs from the inputs. It just makes it a lot easier to find everything. Down here we have our breaker, the AC input, the fast and slow charging switch, solar 1500 watt input, and wind 200 watt input, as well as connections for additional batteries. We already discussed the 2 wireless chargers on the top, and over here in the front, we have all of your standard output ports, including 140 watt USB-C chargers, 18 watt USB-A chargers, and a 12 volt 120 watt DC output. So really you're going to have all the outputs you could possibly need with a generator this size. Now that we've gone over all the ports, let's talk about actually using this generator. To turn it on, press this blue button. It will start up and you'll notice a light around the LCD screen, and you'll also notice a light at the bottom here. These lights are obviously not necessary, but a very cool added feature. On the LCD screen, you're going to see in big numbers the percentage of battery that you have left. Below that, we have our input and our output in watts. We also have the remaining time, which is going to show how much longer you have of battery life based on how many watts are being drawn. And then we have different use statuses on the bottom. So for example, I could take my iPhone here, put it on the wireless charger at the top, it'll start charging, and then down here you'll notice that it's drawing 2 watts of power, which is going to leave us with about 40 hours of battery. Before we put this generator through some rigorous testing, I want to go over the included app as well as the charging features. First things first, we have to add the device to the app. I'm going to go ahead and connect it via Bluetooth, and it found it down there at the bottom. Inside the app, it's going to show you how much percentage you have at the top. We then have the mood light button here, where you can change the different colors of the lighting around the generator. We then have a schedule button, where we can select what time we want to charge. Next, we have electricity data, but because I haven't plugged this in yet, we're not going to have any kind of data so far. After that, we have all of our various different settings that you can customize to your liking. Then, of course, you can take a look at your input levels. We don't have anything plugged in, so there's nothing for that. And we can take a look at our charging section here. We have healthy charging, quick charging, or custom charging. Healthy will limit you to 900 watts of charging, where quick will bump it up to 1800 watts. Of course, at any time, you could turn off the AC output and the DC output from the app. As far as charging goes, I have it plugged into a standard outlet right now, and it is set to quick charging. And if we take a look here, we're getting close to that 1800 watts, and we only have 55 minutes until it's fully charged, going from 50% up to 100. You can also view that on the app here, and it will give you the remaining time time at the top. Let's go ahead now, switch it to slow charging. So it's going to max out at 500 watts of charging, which gives us about a 3.5 hour wait time from 50% up to 100%. That really isn't bad, especially considering that is the slow mode. For the first official power test, I'm just going to be charging my iPhone 17 Pro Max using the USB-C output. And our wattage is slowly going up with this charge, so we're currently at 35 watts. That's going to leave us with about 30 hours of remaining battery, and because we're at 50%, you can expect about a 60-hour runtime with just charging an iPhone using the USB-C port. Test number 2 is going to be much more aggressive. I'm going to be testing out this walking pad. I went ahead and turned it on, and it's currently running on the lowest speed. Let's check the output. And we're only drawing 30 watts of power, leaving us with 24.5 hours of battery life. But what happens if we bump this up to a little bit faster speed? It starts drawing a significant amount more wattage at 162 watts, but it still leaves us almost 9 hours of battery. For our third test, we're going to be doing a toaster. I will pop in one of these Uncrustables, leave it on the number 1 setting, and see how many watts we can draw. And with that toaster running, we are currently drawing 907 watts, which leaves us with 1 hour and 33 minutes left on a 50% battery. So in theory, you could toast bread for about 3 hours with this generator. For our fourth test, I want to test out something that is very relevant to a power outage situation, and that is boiling water. I have my electric kettle here. I'll go ahead and turn it on, and we'll see the results. We are drawing significantly more power than the toaster even, at almost 1200 watts, which leaves us right about 1 hour remaining on our 50% battery, which means you can expect to boil water for 2 hours. For my final test, I have my entire entertainment system plugged in to the generator. That includes my TV, the Nintendo Switch, and our streaming boxes. Let's go ahead and power everything on. And with all those devices plugged in, we're only drawing about 155 watts, which leaves us 7.5 hours at 50%, putting our total to about 15 hours of streaming time. That is more than enough time if you have a short power outage to watch all your favorite TV shows and use your entire entertainment system. You could even add a speaker system to this and see relatively similar results. So after all of those tests, I can confidently say that this isn't your average solar generator. It's not just something that you would bring along with you camping to charge your phones and your iPads. This is actually going to be useful in a power outage situation. At 372 watt hours, you can expect this to power your entertainment system, a couple of lamps, you could power your refrigerator, boil water, or even run a toaster oven. And it's competitively priced with the other 3000 watt hour generators out there. I'd recommend this portable power station to anyone looking for a short-term fix to a power outage. This isn't going to power your house for days, but it will give you a significant amount of battery power to keep some lights on, to keep your refrigerator on, and you could even watch some TV. And if you start connecting some solar panels and additional batteries to it, this really becomes an official home backup system. Overall, I personally think that it is worth buying, and if you're interested in checking it out, I'll go ahead and leave a link down below this video so you can check out the current price on Amazon. Thank you so much for watching this video review, and I hope that it helped. My name is David, and I do product reviews, product comparisons, and top 5 best videos in the home and tech niches. If you're into that kind of stuff, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for when I release my next review.